of information. Friday.
All right, it's Freedom of Information Day Friday. I knew you were waiting for it. Here we are. Yeah, baby. And I'm alone on TV. Well, Crystal is having problems. Friday. Well, this is FOIA Friday. My name is Skyjack Morgan, and I'm here to tell you I can't friggin' believe that birthright citizenship seems to be becoming a thing of the past in America. I can't believe it. Can you believe it? I mean, I just watched a thing with Donald Trump saying that people use birthright citizenship as a way to start gangs in America. That's what they do now, I guess. They come here and they have gang members come here and have babies so that they can make their gangs bigger. It's so racist. It's hard to believe that America is buying it. The Supreme Court has not done its job and stood in the way of authoritarian drift. And we now are living in witnessing. We have all ringside tickets to the slide into autocracy. How are you? The ringside. Here we are ringside at the apocalypse. Crystal Heath.
Hi, guys. How's it going? Everybody's honking right now, so I hope you can still hear me with my mic right here.
And where are you,
It's
Crystal?
perfect. I'm at my usual place outside the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown Los Angeles, where a couple days ago, a 32-year-old man, died in custody, where right behind me, they're housing 930 people who are waiting federal trial and a lot of ICE detainees here in this detention center, this building where they're not allowed outside. Yeah, a lot of them are awaiting trial. This is a detention center. They're usually held for federal charges. Yeah, there's lots of
them will actually see their day in court.
That's the thing. That's what we're all wondering. We're wondering how people are doing too. So
I heard someone on a megaphone say something about birthright citizenship. Have you heard that it seems to have been a major blow to birthright citizenship and something that's been enshrined in our Constitution today? The Supreme Court voted 6-3 that Donald Trump's that district judges cannot do national injunctions on executive orders.
What does that mean in plain language?
In plain language, that means that if you want birthright citizenship in your state, each state will have to sue the American government independently. So every single state will have to sue the president and his administration in order to have a constitutional right. So the rule of law has been thrown out the window, basically.
So if I'm born here, I'm not necessarily a citizen. What kind of hoops do I have to jump through to become a citizen here of the United States?
If you're unlucky enough to be born in the United States, in a state that doesn't have birthright citizenship or hasn't fought for your right to have your constitutional right, that means that you will be stateless unless you are born. It's unsure. It looks like today, if it goes the way it is, if you're born to 2 American citizens, then yes, you will be a citizen. But if you're born just 2 people who are not citizens, you will not be a citizen. You'll be what's known as stateless. You will have no state, and in that case, you'll have. Well, it used to not matter. Because if you were in America, you had rights, but that's gone. So you just won't have rights anywhere. You won't have a birth certificate, I guess. Yeah.
I was waiting for that guy. I thought he was going to take his pants down right behind me, but he didn't. So we're all very fortunate for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could help with ratings.
Yeah, well, or we'll get banned from YouTube. We'll don't know.
Well, you never know. So someone's out there with their pants down with the. But we're all caught with our pants down now. We're going to have children being born stateless. It's exciting.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I guess it's not really related to us, but if anybody's interested in FOIAing more information about that, I'm sure you could.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can FOIA the Supreme Court and see their internal emails with each other, but I don't imagine that there's many internal emails with the Supreme Court. I think they have to be pretty strict about that sort of thing.
Yeah, they probably just meet. But what you can get, you can FOIA their Amici's briefs, which is kind of cool. But there's so many of them now.
Amici's briefs or amicus briefs?
Amicus brief, Amici's briefs. I like saying Amici. Some people say amicus.
Amici's. Okay.
Yeah, because I like the Italian, the Amici, like letters of friends of the court, right? Amicus briefs.
And you can, usually they publish the amicus briefs pretty publicly, because we wrote an amicus brief to the Supreme Court for Prop 12 in support of Prop 12, and over 400 veterinarians and public health people signed it, animal welfare people signed it, and it was published online publicly. So
yeah, it's kind of cool.
I wonder actually what the pork board is saying about the Supreme Court decision. Or what was it? A Supreme Court decision? I didn't follow the news today, so you're gonna have to catch me up on it. I saw Aaron Parnas's video. It was Supreme Court.
Yeah, the Supreme Court decided that that they can no longer allow. It was in reference to birthright citizenship, but it wasn't entirely exclusive to birthright citizenship. It was more saying that there can no longer be nationwide injunctions by district courts, which is a sea change in how we do business and how the rule of law is enforced and established in the United States. So a lot of people are thinking, and I count myself one of them, that the rule of law has left the building in many ways.
Yeah. Well,
if you're certain,
we'll be out here and we'll be on the streets, continuing to try to protect democracy as best we can, and we hope that you join us. And get our freedom of information as long as we can. So
as long as we can. I don't know that freedom of speech is going to be a thing for very much longer, but we can try, right?
Yeah, I guess we can try.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no. What did you get this week?
This week, I got a letter from the Securities and Exchange Commission, and it was.
Can you blow that up a bit? Can you zoom in? This letter is acknowledged a FOIA request. Sign a tracking number. Cool.
And saying that your request has been assigned a tracking number. If you do not receive a response after 30 business days from when we receive your request, you have the right to seek dispute resolution services. So that's kind of cool, because I like that it says 3. We are invoking the 10-day extension, though. So I think this is kind of interesting. Your request will be assigned to research finding as soon as possible. We will be unable to respond to your request within the Freedom of Information Act's 20-day statutory time period, as there are unusual circumstances which impact on our invoking a 10-day. So why is
every single FOIA request I've ever filed, I've gotten a response back like that. Like, we are extending because of unusual circumstances. That's just how it is, because they're getting a lot of FOIAs, too many FOIAs than what they can deal with. So every time I file a FOIA request, I always get this letter back.
Yeah, it says that
usually with federal stuff. Yeah.
Okay. They're saying they have consultation, maybe. They might have to get geographically separated from this office. The potential volume maybe is the issue. This is kind of boilerplate. But I also immediately thought, is it because half of our government's been fired? Is that part of it? And could it be part of it?
Maybe, but I bet under Biden you would have the same issue. You'd get the same response.
You think? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I ever did a FOIA under Biden. I just know that they're firing people at the government, and now I'm getting these FOIA things back. If you do not receive a response after 30 business days, go F yourself. Dispute resolution services from SEC FOIA public liaison. I could fight it, they say. I'm allowed to fight it if I want. I don't know what FOIA PA is. Why is it PA at sec@sec.gov?
I don't know. Can't tell you.
Assistant?
Maybe. program
Maybe
assistant,
program assistant,
administrator.
administrator. That's probably what it is. All right. If you have any questions about your quest, you can contact this. Should I contact them and just try to keep a good relationship? Just be like, hey, how you doing? Thanks for your request. Thanks for your email. Should I build rapport?
I don't know. Maybe, I guess, but I imagine they get a lot of emails, so I maybe wouldn't bother them.
Maybe they
But
get
that's
too
just
many
me.
emails. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
they
I don't know. I've never responded to one of those boilerplate emails before, though.
You never
so.
have?
Mm-mm.
I wonder.
No.
Maybe if I know what her name is, I'll be like, so Joan, you know, we talked last time. How you doing, Joan? And see if she's got any info. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Try it. See what happens.
Okay, and I got another one. Okay, so I got that one, and then I also got this one, which is the Food Safety Inspection Service office was made aware of your FOIA request. So this one, I think, is just because APHIS doesn't cover everything I wanted. So they are saying that Food Safety and Inspection Service is coming for me too. Some items fall under the purview of FSIS, specifically inspection reports, warnings, or enforcement actions related to animal handling and slaughter at JBS facilities. So for everybody who hasn't been paying attention or hasn't seen every episode, I'm trying to get more information about JBS, which is a Brazilian company that handed Donald Trump $5 million, and they spread the money around, but they were the number one single contributor to the inauguration committee. And just a couple of months after, or maybe less than a month after, they gave that $5 million to Donald Trump, after they are now going to be on the New York Stock Exchange, even though they were denied for years because of corruption and criminal misdeeds. So they're saying that specifically inspection reports, warnings. Okay, I can get that through the FOIA request. However, please note that the FSIS inspection task data website contains non-compliance reports and memorandum of interview regarding livestock, humane handling, and poultry good commercial practices. See data sets. So what does this mean? Does that mean that I could go here and get what I want if I needed it? Is that what it's telling me?
Yeah. Go look and see. Yeah.
Okay. FSIS also proactively posts humane handling enforcement actions letters on our website. In light of these public proactive proceedings, please let us know if this information satisfies your request with FSIS. If we do not receive a response by July 3rd, we will presume the information does and will consider the request withdrawn. So I think this is interesting. They're saying, well, why don't you DYOR? And I think this is great because I didn't know this was even a thing. So over here, the inspection task data, it says that there's data sets posted reflect a snapshot of time that has already passed. So I'm not sure exactly how to use this. Humane handling inspection task documentation. I don't know how to parse any of this yet. So, but what I think is interesting is that, can I zoom in here? I need to zoom in. I need to zoom in way in. Let's zoom way in. So it tells us how many, it's not even that many. Click the drop down. All right. So I think I'm just going to have to go into this data a little more to see if it's got what I want when it comes to the JBS stuff, right? I think that's probably what I have to do. But at least it gave me two websites I didn't know about before, like it gave me that one and this one. Suspension held in abeyance. This is Hersher Halal Meat Locker. Can you see can you see this? Enforcement actions?
Barely, it's really small. But yeah,
okay,
I know a lot of animal rights orgs keep an eye on this website, and maybe we should keep an eye on it too a little bit more to know what's going on and share that information more widely.
Yeah, maybe it's something we can scrape, and look at, maybe once a month we can just go in here and just look at what happened this month. It looks like there's not that many every month, so July's coming. Notice there's none in July, so I'm
Here's
guessing they
JBS Green Bay. Like, there you go. There's something. What's happened there?
Green Bay. Yeah, JBS Green Bay deferral intended enforcement. That's May 19th and June 6th. So let's see. Notice of intended enforcement. This letter serves as notified the Food Safety Inspection Service of the agency's intent to withhold the marks of inspection, suspend inspection services for the Slaughter Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point, HACCP. I know about HACCP plans.
What's
Process at
HACCP
JV.
plan?
Oh, a HACCP plan is it's a hazard analysis critical control point. That is if you have something dangerous at I know it from the restaurant point of view. If you have something that's dangerous at a restaurant, like sous vide, you know about sous vide because you're a gourmand.
Yes, I know about sous vide. Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So
This is where you cook food at very low temperatures for long periods of time and make botulism happen.
and make botulism happen. Exactly. So if you have sous vide in your restaurant, you have to have a HACCP plan, which is every single point where something can go wrong, you have these binders and you fill out what happens in each time so that you don't give someone botulism, basically.
Mhm.
It's called a HACCP plan. It's an onerous thing. If you want to do sous vide, you have to have it, though, because you might kill somebody. So
Thomas Keller, we're looking at you.
yeah, Thomas Keller was the one who made it so that New York could have it, and then everyone else kind of followed. He did it in California. He wrote the book Under Pressure. General Manager verbal notification. FSIS is taking action in accordance with Title IX rules of practice based on the determination that JBS handled or slaughtered livestock inhumanely in violation of Federal Meat Inspection Act. The humane methods of slaughter. This is something.
Yeah.
Suspension with or without prior notification and for filing a complaint to withdraw a federal grant of inspection. The rules of practice describe the types of enforcement we are taking. I'm trying to find out what the infraction was. Findings, basis for action. Here we go. Here it is. On Monday, May 19th at approximately 7 a.m., while performing the HATS Category 4 anti-mortem inspection task, inspection program personnel observed the following non-compliance associated with HATS Category 8. Stunning effectiveness. IPP observed a red Angus cow slowly rise and walk from pen 17 to pen 19. The other animals in the group were moved out of the pen, but this cow laid down. The establishment employee moving the animals left to get a handheld stunning device. As the employee left, the cow again got up. When the employee returned, the cow was standing but appeared shaky. It walked into a corner and laid back down. The establishment employee placed the handheld captive bolt device on the animal's forehead and discharged it. The first attempt was ineffective. The cow jumped and ran toward the other side of the pen. The animal was fully alert and then walked more calmly toward the pen gate. Blood was observed coming out of both nostrils. The barn supervisor arrived at the area and moved the animal out of the pen and down the alley to an area where the cow could be secured between two gates. The barn supervisor rendered a second stunning attempt using the handheld device. The animal immediately fell to the floor and appeared unconscious after that device was discharged. The barn supervisor was reloaded the same H8CB and performed a third security stun again on the forehead, and then reloaded and performed a fourth security stun behind the pole. The establishment failed to render the cow unconscious with a single stunning blow, which represents non-compliance with 9 CFR, and failed to properly restrain the cow, which represents non-compliance with 9 CFR. What do you think about all that?
Yeah, you could definitely make a social media post about that. And also like Google to see if there's any other animal protection organizations that are raising awareness about this.
I think
and see if there's any ongoing campaigns happening.
I feel like we could here, I'll take a note about Googling about this particular issue you're thinking.
Yeah,
talking?
I'm just looking. My connection is fairly good. It says that's good, and I'm just wondering if I like put my finger over the mic, will it block out the background sound? And is that like better? Should I?
If you cup it like
if
with your hand like this, sometimes it works, and you talk into your mouth like this.
Like if I do like this, if
Not
I do
so
like
tight.
this, it's better.
Yeah, not
Okay.
so tight. But
Like
yeah,
this.
yeah,
This is better.
a little bit,
This is better.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
But what
a
if
little bit.
like in between when I'm not talking, if I cover it with my finger?
Yeah, probably.
If I cover it with my finger, it's fine. It's better. I can do that. I can do that.
I mean, we're gonna hear the protest anyway. I mean, they got megaphones, so I don't know, but we'll see. I don't think there's any way of
Is it annoying at all, or is it fine?
not
It's
as annoying
fine
as when I was trying to do the
Ambiance.
no. It's all right. It's fine for now.
Not as annoying as when I didn't have my earbuds in. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, or when I was trying to read my rough draft of an op-ed. This is a little easier to go over this stuff, but I want to try to plus this is only an hour show, so it's a little easier.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I think that this is something I kind of want to do a video of, just reading this with video of cows that you and I have taken. I think we could do that. And I know the JBS video of the slaughterhouse that we went to isn't in Green Bay, but it's still a JBS slaughterhouse. I think it's fair game.
I wonder, is there anybody who's watching who's near Green Bay who wants to go to the JBS slaughterhouse and get us some footage so we can add that like real life footage from that JBS slaughterhouse and make a reel about it? That would be great.
Don't we know someone up there? Someone in Wisconsin?
We talked to people in Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Wisconsin. Isn't Ryan Bloom up there?
Ryan Bloom is there, and so is a veterinarian we just talked to recently. Do you remember who was that?
Oh yeah, Susan. Susan's up
Susan's
there too. Yeah.
Susan's near Green Bay, near Wisconsin, near I think they're in Ann Arbor or something, but I think how far, it's fairly far, but Wisconsin's a lot smaller than California. I'm sure they can do it. I bet you Ryan would be. I'm going to reach out to Ryan and see if he'll do it, and maybe.
Yay!
I bet he'll do it.
Get us footage of the JBS slaughterhouse and send it to us. And you don't have to break any rules. Like just the outside, if there's any, if you can legally put a drone up on public property and look down onto the facility, not breaking any drone rules, check all your local regulations. Do not fly your drone over the facility. Just, according to all local drone rules and regulations, follow that.
Well, I don't know if he has a drone, but I think taking video of slaughterhouses, I think, is perfectly good for. I think it's a good first step for a lot of activists and people that want to get into investigative work too. Just show up. Yeah. I tell people to take pictures of cops. Just take pictures of cops. Just do it, and then it starts becoming normal to take pictures of cops. And then all of a sudden, next time a cop is doing something bad, there he is.
Watch your location.
Yeah, is that a cop?
I'm all mirrored. No, that's a Marine right there. That's a Marine.
There you go, a Marine who is ready to abridge your Fourth Amendment, your 14th Amendment right. There he is. Yeah, he's got a small dick.
No, I was just pinching his head, pinching his little nose. No, right there. He's right there.
He's a police.
I'm just holding his little head.
He's holding his head. I think he's posing for you now. There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Now I thought that's pretty interesting.
Really, you idiots need something to do besides pester. Nothing is going to change. Big grib salad. What would you like us to do? We're at your disposal. We're happy to help in any way you see fit.
Big Rib Salad is a super fan, though, Crystal. He's he or she.
Is he?
I think it's a she. I think it's a she. She's at every single stream that we do is now Big Rib Salad. She's a super fan. Okay. She's fangirling. Yeah.
I appreciate your engagement. Thank you.
Yeah. Take pictures of cops.
I
They don't
see
care.
bigger-
I don't care. Nothing will change.
Had a chicken today, steak tomorrow. Thank you. I will eat twice as much plant-based food because of your chicken and your steak.
I'm gonna eat twice as much tofu so that I could do it. It's so funny, I've been reading a lot of Emma Goldman and how interesting it is that even something written that long ago, she's talking about how simple people's minds are and how much they want to be part of the masses. They want to be they just want to be
They want
so
to be
much.
accepted as part of the tribe. Yeah.
They want to be part of the majority, right? And that's why the majority is always saying, well, majority rules, majority rules, majority rules. And yet nothing has ever been really accomplished by the majority other than violence against the minority. And really beauty comes from the minority. The individual who wants to build something beautiful, that's a minority. And I'm not talking about ethnic minorities now, but the individual who wants to build something beautiful or write something beautiful or contribute something, that is something of value. People who want to be part of the majority like that, like Big Rib Salad and others, they don't serve any value to the community or to the whole.
Oh, sure they do. They serve a value. I mean, it's just like, who do you want to be? Would you rather be us or would you rather be Big Rib Salad? Like, I think we all need somebody to point to be like, I don't want to be like that person. We all need
like Big Rib Salad.
Yeah.
I guess that's the value that Big Rib Salad serves, is that we all have something to look at.
What happens to you if you don't aspire to greater things than you become?
What could happen to you if you don't think for yourself? You could be like Big Rib Salad if you just refuse to think for yourself. All right, so I thought that one was good, though. I'm really grateful that I found that. I'm grateful to FSIS. What do you think I should do? Should I say, hey, I'd still like you to do your thing? I'm not really sure. But I think that they just kind of fulfilled what I wanted. I mean, I'm looking at the actual thing. Let me just share this. I'm looking at what I actually sent them, and they're saying that the depopulation methods at JBS, all records, internal memory, veterinary assessments, protocols of all. And I think that I think they kind of gave it to me, didn't they? Enter a detailed description, AVMA guidance, internal justification.
You think they gave it to you?
Inspection reports, I guess disease-related depopulation events I don't see there. So maybe I should get back to them and be like, okay, I still want anything disease-related depopulation events. Maybe I should just do that.
Yeah. Yeah, like I want, what are those? I'll show you some records that you could request, like any depopulation records. I forget what it's called, but I just got a FOIA of some of those records, and they're called something at the top of them, and maybe you can request those specific records.
Yeah, I think that's what I want from like the JBS depopulations, especially during COVID, would be really interesting to me. I'd love to just get a clearer picture of what they've done. And but now I want to do this humane handling enforcement and just go in, because it looks like every month there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts that they do. And I think, although nothing in February. Oh no, there's a couple in there. It's weird how it's organized. But it's
I'm thinking. Oh.
It's kind of weird how it's organized. It's not organized by time period. It's organized by place.
A company. Yeah, interesting.
But look at Swift is on here, and Swift is Smithfield.
No, they're not.
They're owned by Swift is China,
they're owned by
right?
Smithfield? I don't think
is it
so.
JBS? Is Swift JBS? JBS. Swift is JBS. I'm sorry.
Really? Are you sure? I thought it was its own separate company. I could be wrong. Maybe they were bought out, but I don't.
I'm just going to look over. It's JBS. 100%. It's JBS. Yeah.
Mobius says that's a great shot, Crystal, right now with the National Guardsman in the background. No, that is a Marine, just for the record. That is a Marine. Very important.
The Marines are now
Right.
marching
Yeah, it
through the
says
streets of California.
USMC on his little outfit. It says USMC.
Is it possible to have a government without violence?
That's the thing. It's kind of like any group where you have a lot of highly empathetic, non-violent people, there's always going to be the sociopathic narcissist who's going to come in and use manipulation, violence, whatever, to get their way. So we do have to train empathetic people to be able to defend themselves. You have to be able to, like, if they're just going to kill anybody or ostracize anybody who voices concerns about their behavior, we're going to end up with, dictatorship. So we have to have a way for the good people to defend themselves. So that's why we all should be able to be like, would you rather be a gardener in a war, a warrior in a garden, that sort of thing? Like, we all have to be warriors in gardens and be prepared to fight if we need to. So
totally. I know. I don't know. It's funny because I've been thinking a lot about what you said, because you were quick to tell me that you weren't an anarchist, and I'm like reading a lot of anarchist literature right now, and I'm like, is Crystal sure she's not an anarchist? Because you sure talk like one sometimes, Crystal.
Oh, it's interesting. No, I'm all for some sort of just structure to organize ourselves under, but
organizing, and anarchy is very into organization, just not into governance.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's anti-institution, pro-organization.
How do anarchists feel about publicly funded services?
I think that's a very good question. I'm not exactly sure about when you're talking about large scale, but I think at the small scale, at like local municipalities and stuff, I think that they would be for it. We're gonna have a real anarchist on the Sunday show on July 6th, so we can ask them. They are Aaron from Re-Education, and I can't wait. Please, I'd love you to ask that question. I'm very interested in talking with them about that, and hopefully get more. Yeah, I don't know all the ins and outs. I just because the nuts and bolts of how to restructure an entire society, but the idea of anarchy being anti-institution and pro-organization is something that I think is worth discussing. But back to the FOIA.
I just have to verify my TikTok live here.
Verify it.
There, because we're up to 9,400 likes and 256 people watching. So there we go. TikTok is where it's at. I think we shortly have to set up my these live streams on TikTok because that's where all the engagement is.
Well, I mean, if we do it vertical, you could do it on TikTok through StreamYard, and we could do it through.
We don't even have to be vertical. I can do. We can do it like this on StreamYard or on
Really?
TikTok. Yeah, and it's just there's black above and below, which I don't think is a big deal.
No, I don't think so either. But we could also go vertical. There's a way to do it vertically, so it's up to you. I'd love to try out that. I did a stream from my last protest on Sunday, and it got 55,000 views, and I was pretty happy about that.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
55,000 is my biggest stream, and that was last Sunday. And then hopefully we'll do it again this Sunday. But I did my guitar thing because I play guitar. If people want to watch guitar, if I meet certain goals and stuff, I did that. And vertically, I got 1,200, which is way bigger than usual.
Like we have to answer this question, Big Rib Salad, about what we do for money. I am a veterinarian, and I work 3 to 4 days a week as a veterinarian, spaying and neutering over 100 animals a week, and then I do this on my day off. So I'm curious, now that I've told you what I do for money, what do you do for money?
What does Big Rib Salad do for money? They always have time to watch all of our streams. What does Big Rib Salad do for money? I'd love to know. I love the idea of this guy who simps for Donald Trump What do you do for money? What do you do for money, Big Rib Salad? Don't even have, but you have all this time to watch us. Thank you, Superfan, for the engagement. I appreciate it.
I guess Big Rib Salad is retired. What did you do before you retired? I'm curious. How did you make your money?
Retired.
Anyway,
you're allowed to retire. Of course, the retired people love Donald Trump, who's trying to cancel days off. You know.
Okay. I will. We've got 10 minutes left, and I haven't even gotten to my FOIA that I
All right, let's
got.
get to yours.
So let me
Can I just do one more, please?
Yeah, please.
All right. Okay.
This is the Sky Show, I guess. We can save mine for next week. It's fine.
Well, I'm in a house. It's a little easier for me. JBS Holdings and so Pilgrim's Pride Corporation. I requested a fee waiver of all costs associated with your request. We may waive or reduce search, review, or duplication. Have you ever got one of these? Disclosure is not primarily in the commercial interest of the requester. Okay, we will determine whether disclosure is likely to contribute significantly to public's understanding of our operations or activities of the government based on these 4 factors. Whether the subject matter of the requested records concerns the operations or activities of the federal government, whether the requested records are meaningfully informative on those operations or activities so that their disclosure would likely contribute to increased understanding of specific operations or activities of the government, whether disclosure will contribute to the understanding of the public at large rather than understanding of the requester or a narrow segment of interested persons, and whether disclosure would contribute significantly to public understanding of government operations and activities. Okay, so that's a lot. While SEC grants waivers of FOIA freeze where appropriate, we are also obligated to safeguard the public treasury by not granting waivers except as provided by the FOIA. As a requester, you bear the burden under the FOIA of showing that the fee waiver requirements have been met. Based on my review of your request, I determined that your fee waiver request is deficient because it does not provide substantive information relating to any of the 6 factors. Therefore, I am denying your request for a fee waiver.
How much do they want? What do they want?
Based on the information provided, we classified you in other use fee category. Requesters in this fee category cannot be charged for review fees. They also receive the first 2 hours of search at no cost and the first 100 pages of releasable records at no cost. However, you are required to pay duplication charges of 15 cents a page. However, because any records we release would be provided electronically, there will be no duplication charges. Okay.
Yay.
Good. I am the deciding official with regard to this adverse determination.
This is why you have to develop a good rapport with them.
Yeah. You have the right to appeal my decision to the SEC's general counsel. The appeal must be received within 90 calendar days of the date of this adverse decision. Your appeal must be in writing. Clearly marked Freedom of Information appeal. And should identify. This is the thing that sucks. They always want it in writing when they say no. You have to do it in writing. You can't do it.
Like you have to snail mail? Is that what they mean?
You have to snail mail it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we could do that. Or is there fax?
The online appeal form. Oh, no, there's an online appeal form this time. That's cool. Right. The DHS didn't have one. Or mail your appeal. Okay. So there is a request to appeal. We are consulting with other SEC staff regarding your request. As soon as we complete our consultation, we will notify you of our finding. This is Nielsen at sec.gov. Curtis Nielsen.
Curtis Nielsen, thank you for your service. I think you should have ChatGPT write you an appeal.
I think so too. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write an appeal.
I'm curious, Big Rib Salad, what subjects did you teach and what grades, or if you were teacher of? Yeah, I'm just curious what you taught and what grades or
this is
whatever.
What Big Rib Salad says.
This is our honor, you know.
Well, I mean, don't feed the trolls. I mean, you gotta keep them at bay. This guy's
questions. This is what's known as deep canvassing. So I'm just practicing my deep canvassing skills.
With Big Rib Salad, I mean, Big Rib Salad made a. This is a person who took the time to make a troll account for vegans. Big Rib Salad.
To practice when the stakes are low.
That's
the
true.
Big Rib stakes are low.
Drake Loverboy, thank you for contributing to this community and the channel. I appreciate you, Drake Loverboy. I appreciate you so much. All right, so
Okay.
I'll construct an appeal and send it to Nielsen. I think our appeal is pretty good, right? I mean, we are an educational institution. I think that we should be all right.
Yeah.
So
I'll real quick show what I was going to show, but we ran out of time, so I'll save a lot of it for next week.
Okay.
But oh gosh, was it this? Okay, here we go. Oh, how do I? Jesus. How do I scroll down? I guess. How do I advance to the next? I guess with this PDF thing, it's not letting me scroll down, which. Well, okay, basically what I got is I got a bunch of these, and this is Hickman's Egg Farm and how they're testing their workers who did the depopulation in Arizona of like 6 million birds. And what we found here is that they had 829 people were involved in this depopulation. And they have this red cap system of reaching out to them to check for symptoms. We're finding a lot of people are opting out of doing this thing. Seven people opted out. 14 people they were missing contact info for. So there's 541 people ultimately that they're passively monitoring. None have reported symptoms so far. But you'll see, like, there's a lot of people that they aren't really looking at. Yeah,
how many of them are minors?
We don't know that information. But the good thing is, we now have email addresses for the people who work at the Maricopa County Department of Public Health. So I think that's pretty cool. And so now we could FOIA for these specific email addresses, any mention of Hickman's, any mention of avian influenza, to see what their internal discourse is about this. But I just thought that this was really, really interesting, the numbers of people involved in the sea population. So that
is remarkable.
The number of people that they're actively monitoring is only 268 people who were out of the 829. So I think, we're missing a lot of people, obviously. So
a depopulation of 6 million people, of 6 million animals killed by 829 people is remarkable.
Yeah.
It's just wild to me. And that's how many people have been exposed to the bird flu too. I mean, far more. But these are the people that are most susceptible, I guess, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. But until next time, do you want a tour of the place real quick before we leave?
Sure,
I think it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I can get behind the camera and show you.
Your friend Bad Girl Riri is saying she taught high school FFA and consumer science. God, that's scary. This person had any action with kids. But that's why we have a country of bootlickers, is because of big Riri
and this is when you enroll your kids in FFA, your kids are being taught by someone like that. So
yeah, when you roll kids into future farmers of America, what an embarrassment of our country. Wow.
Let me show you what's going on here.
I want to see. Wow.
That's kind of fun.
Is there someone with a bunch of feathers on their head?
Yeah, there's a
Native American person. If your family was taken, you would be here too.
Yeah.
If your family were taken, I mean, for a Friday, it's not bad. It'll be big on Saturday. when people aren't working, that's usually bigger.
Mhm.
That's it's so funny because the protests are really light on Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday when everyone shows up, people, these morons will go, well, get a job. It's like, dude, that's why we're here on Saturday and Sunday. Why do you fucking, that's why I don't go. There's a Wednesday protest at my councilman's, I'm sorry, at my congressperson's office every Wednesday at noon. And I really want to go, but I'm working, you know, I'm trying, but I really want to do it because like, you know, taking an hour on the weekend during the week and doing it shows these people are really dedicated, you know?
Yeah. And some of us don't work on some days of the week. So, but this is, let me just show you, that's the Metropolitan Detention Center. It's a huge place, 930 people there. So,
yeah, one day it'll be a luxury condo.
Hopefully.
Yeah, when we
that smoke is releasing like sage. It's really, it smells really good.
Amazing. At least somebody's standing up.
Yeah. Oh, they're doing a good job. He said his brother's a Marine. I don't know if you heard that. I don't know if
his brother's a Marine. My uncle was a Marine.
My grandfather saved the Lipizans in World War II.
Wow.
In Austria.
Yeah. That's the thing when we're Americans, you know, all of us have people in the Marines. We all have members who have joined, friends and family who have joined, and they're being misused. They're being misused against our own citizens.
Yeah.
Never in my lifetime have the U.S. Marines been used against our citizens.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Well, I'm gonna sign off. You can feel free to.
Mabias says he's been there. He's taken a. You were able to stay there, huh, Mabias? You availed yourself of the hospitality of the state there. That's pretty incredible. Yeah.
He stayed at the Metropolitan Detention Center.
That's
like
what he said.
He was an inmate.
Yeah.
For what?
What'd you do, Mabias? Or were you just snatched? Mabias is white, so I don't think that he was snatched, but maybe. Kathy says she's never stayed in a hotel. Wow. Well, my gosh. I'm gonna go read some more Emma Goldman before I finish. I'm gonna go after Emma Goldman. It's John Sanbanmatsu. But
oh yes, yeah.
I felt like I had to prepare for the next
one. And set up. Somebody was like, "Hey, were you the one who was arrested?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was." And he says, "I saw you on Instagram." And I'm like, "Oh, awesome!" He saw another person I met the other day posted a picture of me and just kind of said my story of like, "Oh, this person was arrested, you know, on Tuesday." And he's like, "I saw that post from the person." So I'm like, "Yeah."
I've been thinking a lot about what you said about turning exposing the people who are calling them criminals or something as moral scolds. You know, these moral scolds who are saying, but they don't have their paperwork in order, so they're criminals. They didn't do their homework, so they're criminals. And it's just like these people like bad girl salad in the chat. She's saying like, oh, they're criminals. Like, have you ever run a red light or gone speeding or done anything? You know, like,
no, that person's perfect. Goody two shoes. Never broken any rules.
Yeah, big girl.
Yeah,
big girl salad.
Nobody likes a moral scold. Nobody likes a moral scold. Yeah.
Totally, nobody likes a moral scold, and it's not just. It's this holier than thou because they're born white that they think that it's okay that they should put other people. They're not even doing anything. They just happen to be a thoughtless member of the masses of a thoughtless piece of the majority. It's just disgusting. And I think you're right about the moral scold thing, and I think we need to explore how we can word that better. You know. But anyway,
Yep.
I'm thinking about it.
Anyway,
And
all right. Signing
thank
off.
you, everybody, for FOIA Friday. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Friday. Freedom of information. Friday. Friday.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you especially to Drake Loverboy. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next Friday for FOIA Friday. Please exercise the rights you have while you still have them. Thank you.